Hi, I'm Zero, and this is my Twitch stream, seroRPG, because I'm Zero and I like to do RPG things. And quite often I do them with my friends. And some of my friends are here today to do the Great Monster Make-Off 3 with Monster Daddy, Michael Sands, the creator of Monster of the Week. Yes, I will
Hello.
always remember that. Hi, Mike. Do you welcome back for a third time in a row? And I've already heard that you're already interested, possibly in a fourth time, because you may have found
I
a
have
new
my one
competitor for
possible
me.
victim lined up, yes.
Should we spoil that?
I don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. Who is it? Who is it,
Yeah,
Mike?
at Big Bad Con I met Rev from the Crit Show and I said, would you like to do this thing and if we do another one? And he said, okay. So there. It's set.
I'll not be
Awesome.
one to miss.
And of course, every time we do a Great Monster Make-Off, we get three new competitors, three actual play keepers that we get to torment with Mike's challenges. Let Let's meet each of them right now. Let's start off with Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Welcome.
Hello. What are we doing? We need handles? Are we saying what would you like me to
Yes.
say?
Just say a little introduction, what it is you do, where it is you're from. I don't need geographic locations. I have to say that
Sure.
because the number of keepers will give me geographic
Mm-hmm.
locations. Yep, go
Mm-hmm.
for it. Go for it.
Yeah. Hello, adventurers. I'm Natalie Fuina. I'm the keeper and producer editor for the Storyteller Squad, which is where you can find me generally on the internet. We are, of course, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast with lots of cozy slice of life and lo-fi vibes mixed into our high fantasy adventures. Let's see. I was a cosplayer. I'm American. You can probably tell by how sad and the crying rings under my eyes today. Uh,
Baby, no.
yeah. Well, and so yeah, but we're gonna do some delightfully non-American game show style fun today. So it's gonna be great. Yeah. Thanks everyone, and thank you for having me, Sarah. It's so cool.
No worries. Thanks for coming back because you've been on a couple of times already. So you're
Yeah, I did a one shot with you guys a while ago.
yeah.
So
Playing in Australian, which was awesome.
I can bring it back out if you need it.
I mean, if the audience want to redeem some Kiwi coins, which
There you
is at
go.
the bottom left of the chat there, that little Kiwi icon, it'll tell you what you need to do that. Mike is the only one who has said, no, I do not do voices or accents. Uh, but the rest of us can. Let's see. Should we move on? Ambrose, you're the new one to my stream. Everyone else has been here before, so we
Oh,
will we
really?
will
I'm the new one, the fresh blood. Oh man,
yeah,
hi
the fresh
everybody.
meats.
It's so nice to see y'all, and it's an honor. Hi everybody, I'm Ambrose. I go by any all pronouns. I am the creative director and founder of Otherside Studios, where we focus on horror, supernatural investigation. We're currently running this game called Quietus, the Melancholy We Weave, which is a horror anthology series. One shots, each one going through like tragic, melancholic, tasty, traumatic horror. If y'all are into that sort of thing. But I am known for the Arcane core, which is using the Monster of the Week. It is an actual play video. We are on season 3 right now, and we decided to go on a hiatus. But we are no longer award nominated, but award winning for best cast, and I'm really excited and happy about that one. So yeah, that is me. It's you can follow me everywhere as SS Ambrose, except for actually I was going to say Twitter, but you don't have to do that. Follow me on Blue Sky, please. Please, for the love of God, follow me on Blue Sky. But yeah, so that's me, everybody.
I think we're calling it Zitter now, right? 'Cause it used to be X. Now it's X. It's X Twitter, Zitter. Yeah,
Zita.
anyway. And we have another familiar face, David, who I always seem to have on the stream, it seems.
That's
Welcome
right.
back, David.
It's lovely to be here. It's lovely to be on stream with everyone. Oh, yeah, introductions. Well, for anyone who hasn't met me here before, I'm David. I'm most popularly known on the internet as the host and producer of Trials of the Apocalypse, a little podcast where we do one-shot stories in various PBTA games. Monster of the Week is one of our most favorite one by a lot of our audience, for good reason. It's a lovely system, and we did bad things to it. So I'm here mostly, I think, for variety's sake. Because I can't imagine I'm going to bring anything other than the worst kind of gremlin energy to today's entire operation, and it's going to be a delight. I'm super eager to do so, and
I think that's almost it. Just a reminder that you can make us hydrate with the Kiwi coins. You can make us do a voice or an accent. Just be aware. We will pick the voice or accent. And it'll go for about a minute. So you won't have to put up with me speaking as Steve for too long. Uh, anyway, Mike, I guess I should hand it over to you.
Oh, shall we ask
Take it
the
away.
audience some questions?
Yeah, Monster Daddy. Hang on a
Oh,
second.
actually, no. Before I do that, I'll introduce the rules to our contestants.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to give you some horrible challenges, and you're going to have to meet them. Each challenge, you'll get a point for following the rules the best, and a point for the one that makes me want to play it immediately the most. Okay, so 2 points per round. We've got 4 rounds for you and 2 bonus rounds coming up. And yeah, questions? No, of course not.
what differentiates a bonus round from a round?
Yeah.
They're like smaller, like
Okay,
just
okay.
like
Oh,
little
okay.
weird things.
Shorter
point-
time, more panic.
Yeah.
So point for wanting to play it immediately, and the other point is following the rules
Following
the
the
best for
rules.
that particular challenge. Okay, cool, awesome.
Cool.
And can we expect a handshake in the mail, or how will that be?
I'll just do this.
Oh, fuck. You reminded me that I need to get my timer out. There, I found it.
Okay.
Okay, we can go.
Cool. Okay, audience questions. Okay, so audience, we're gonna ask you a bunch of questions that will be used to prime the challenges with details that nobody expects, including me after writing the rules. First one, pick a color.
Why does that immediately sound so ominous?
It's
It's
Yeah,
a
funny
simple,
thing
innocuous
is-
question.
Funny thing is, he's put it in so many of the challenges, so it's like I even
Yeah,
commented.
yeah,
on
it's a
how
color
often it
coordinated
was.
game round this time.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
We've got orange and purple so far.
Yeah.
2 purples. Now, is this an instance where we give them, where we want multiple colors, Mike, or do you want them to all have the same color?
Let's see what range we get. I'm
Well,
probably
at the
going to
moment
be the
it's the
same one.
purple range.
It
But
does
yeah,
seem that way, yeah. Well, it's a good monstery color.
purple. I
Yes.
guess so. Blurple.
Oh, no.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
Yeah, I was wondering if we'd start getting some like interior design type color names coming in here.
Mauve.
Use. Oh, David's chiming
Just
in
say
now.
brown,
I'm just
y'all.
throwing stuff out,
Just say brown.
Pea soup. Charles. Columbia. I didn't know that was Whispering Lilac. Oh my god.
Whispering lilac.
Wow.
Oh, we're getting.
When you go to the
Someone
paint store and
sent
look
to
up
the
the
paint,
name
yeah.
of the color,
Yeah.
it's like whispering lilac.
Mhm.
Let me
Yeah.
grab my box of crayons and
And in New Zealand, the paint store will have them named after locations in New
Roasted
Zealand.
tomato.
really.
So you get ones like Sandfly Bay,
Yeah.
which is a place.
Yeah, but it does make me question, like, what color is that then?
I
Is
think
it like
it's a grey.
okay?
Yeah. Also that brand, there's like ones that are just like named after like the most bland, tiny, small towns. You'd be like, what color does this make me think of? Not a good one.
Saffron yellow. You're gonna have to pick some now. Come on,
Okay.
Mike.
Oh, I like saffron actually.
Saffron
That's a bit
yellow.
unusual. Okay.
just one color, or do you want to go with roasted
Yeah,
tomato
yeah,
as well?
yeah. Let's have color coordinated saffron challenges. Yep.
Mm.
Okay. Question number 2. Audience, tell us something that gives you a creepy feeling or creepy vibe.
Oh, JR, roasted tomato is actually the color of your kitchen and living room? Oh my god. The interior of our house is pale mint green because it's the color my mother seems to like.
Ooh,
And then you
deep
find it
ocean, I like.
everywhere. Foggy graveyards? And okay. Foggy
Deepest part of
tentacles?
the ocean. The ocean by itself is not. It's just kind of creepy, to be honest.
Tentacles.
Ooh,
Hmm.
When
some good
all
ones.
of the lampposts at night are broken and out, that is creepy, yes.
Yeah.
Graveyards, cool. Fog, cool. Foggy graveyards, creepy.
Okay, I think that's enough to work with. I think I might allocate some different ones to you for those.
Feel free to update the
Yeah,
slideshow there, Mike.
First,
I
I'm
don't have
first I'm
to.
updating my bit of paper. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I
Okay.
love that
Next
you have a bit of
question.
paper.
Next question. Yeah, it's high tech here.
Yeah, yeah.
Next question for the audience. A job title, please.
Yeah, any job title. Think Mike Rowe job title. No, think any job title, but
Yeah,
Mike Rowe
just a
ones
job
would be
title.
fun. Video designer, of course, That's a good one from Maya there. What about video editor?
I can't even
Cat
remember
sitter.
what challenge this one's going in now.
Because I don't think it matters, Mike.
True
The
Mad
weirder,
Libs.
Oh, I'm
the funnier.
curious. Oh, yep, yep.
Sanitation
Sanitation
professional.
professional, as opposed to the sanitation and amateur. Administrative law judge. Okay.
It's quite specific.
Yeah, they are. But you just asked for a job title, Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
Undertaker's assistant. That's a
Not
good
the
one.
Undertaker, but the
Mhm.
sock evaluator, cosmetologist.
Ooh.
Telephone sanitizers. Don't panic. Okay. Ice cream taster. Sommelier.
Sommelier.
A threatening ice cream taster would be hilarious.
You need someone in IT, like you know.
I mean, IT admin would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine
Systems
expert. I might
engineer.
be a little drunk. Oh, JR, you're a little drunk? Just a little?
Okay, I think
Working
that's
on their own
enough
sommelier application.
to work from. I might actually let the contestants pick from that list later when it comes up,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
rather
Yeah.
than impose one. Okay, next from the audience, some kind of tree, plant, or flower, please.
I don't even remember what one this is from. He just gives me a list and he goes input A here, input B here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the level of fancy for my slideshows, people. They're still talking about the wine tasters. Still thinking about the Ben and Jerry's guy whose taste buds are insured for more than $1 million. Wow. Don't want him to get COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Maple tree or naked lady flower? I've not heard of that flower before. That's interesting. Weeping birch. Why? JR says,
Corpse
I'm so
flower.
glad none of my own podcast peeps are here. But JR, this is getting recorded forever for posterity, and it'll eventually end up on YouTube. Eventually.
Have any of the previous ones yet? I thought I looked for them the other day and
No,
there weren't anything.
I've only just gotten up to putting up to the first Twitch anniversary, and I think I will try to do one a day from next week onwards, just to catch
Yeah,
up.
because I remember catching maybe half of the one that Ian was in.
The first one,
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
Ian won.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
dandelion, Easter hemlock, cardinal flower, white lotus, common lily.
Oh, these are great ideas.
They are.
Yeah,
I
they
like
really
them.
liked flowers, didn't they?
Let's keep it
Gentlemen.
straightforward and go for dandelion. Actually,
Okay.
no need to be exotic for everything. Yeah. Okay. Okay, audience. Next one. Something that you would really, really not want to find in your house.
That foggy graveyard, maybe. Dixon says, I still think we're going to need a tournament of champions of all of the winners. Who's won so far? It's Ian and was it Quinn who won the second one? I can't remember.
Possibly, I can't really
Was it
remember.
Mr.
It
No,
was all a blur of madness.
It is a bit of a blur. Rat droppings, black mold. Okay, these are quite mundane, aren't they, Mike? A squatter.
Well, for now they're mundane.
True. True.
Shed is good. Yeah.
Hairballs. I mean, that's pretty common, isn't it, when you have cats? Plastic box full of old potato.
That is terrifying, admittedly.
They can get pretty terrifying, yeah.
Yeah, if you leave them in there too long, they actually liquefy. Shrugs is saying that from experience. We ended up burying the whole thing in the backyard, and potatoes actually grew.
We ended up burying the whole thing in the backyard. Sounds like the start of a horror novel. So
that was many years ago. All of the fire alarms going
Fire
off in your
alarms.
home.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be
Okay,
terrifying.
I've got a winner from that
Okay.
one. I'm not
Small
going to tell anyone
children.
what it is yet.
I think
It
small
will be a
children
surprise.
wins. Expired
Okay,
substance.
next one, audience. A horrible way to die, please.
Maybe we should have had a trigger warning, Mike. I mean,
I'm so concerned about these challenges.
Dixon did
I'm right at home.
also given a good
This
answer
is hard
for the
writing
last
for
one.
me. Let's go.
Your
Yeah,
childhood doll that you threw away decades ago would have been also a good one for the last
that
one.
would have been a
Mike.
good one. Or is this horrible ways to die now? I mean,
Gas station sushi. Yeah, it could be both. Impaled, eviscerated, and choking on your own blood. How do you get impaled by your own blood? Or did I read that wrong? Tapeworms or tetanus? Alien amoebic dysentery?
dysentery is one of the most disrespectful ways to die, though.
It really is.
It's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's more specific than that. It's alien amoebic dysentery. Oh, Dixon, thank you. What?
Okay, but Maya,
During intercourse?
That's a time, not a way necessarily. Unless you're saying
I
it's
mean,
attributed to. If this is death by snoo, then sure.
I've got to say, I think Trogs wins with fall out a window onto a spiked fence. That's got such classic Hammer horror energy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's been in a lot of things. Hang on, a whole lot of other answers turned up. Flattened by a passing train. Leave the alien part to your imagination. I think that's funny that Maya's response during intercourse was immediately after Dixon clarifying when he said impaled. I mean Vlad the Impaler style. I mean, yeah.
Okay. If we're finished with the horrible deaths,
I think so.
how about a disturbing mannerism for someone to have?
But how can a mannerism be disturbing? It can be annoying and frustrating and disgusting.
I like the concept of it being annoying and then it's still happening and it just becomes unsettling after a while, like someone's staring at
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I
and
feel like anyone who's had a colleague with an annoying mannerism, it does become disturbing after a while.
cutting their nails at their desk and have the nails ping around you. That one I can say from experience.
That's bad. Yeah.
Also, same colleague, but not really a mannerism. It was. I don't really know how to describe it, but I've never seen so much dandruff in a keyboard in my life. I refused to work at that desk when I had to temp for that guy.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm. There's a classic laughing when someone is sad, although it's a legit medical issue. Slowly chewing on their own cheek. Eating shellfish at work. Stinky people. We seem to be
I'll give it a few more seconds, but I think I've got a winner from
instead
there.
of using Kleenex to clean their nose, they snot rocket their boogies onto the grass. It's not right.
I do like the auto cannibalism angle of slowly chewing on their own cheek.
Oh, an annoying one is when they open their mouth and it goes, at the beginning of speaking. Sean
The thing
does
that every
so much.
podcaster does?
Yes. I have to cut it off so often.
Okay, next one up. Give us a favorite Hunter playbook, please.
Oh, look, now it seems like we're back on topic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hazel. I do that one often, especially when sick. So right now, for anyone curious about what I'm talking about, it says, or if they frequently loudly suck in their own snot. Okay, so we've got the spell slinger and the pararomantic. Did I just terrify you, Maya? Hi, Luke.
Hello, Luke. Oh,
Cleaning their
are you
throat
allowed to
from
vote for one of
music.
your own, Luke?
Changeling, yes. To no surprise to anyone, Maya has said the professional. It's because Luke says it's the most me of the ones I wrote, which makes me think
Yeah.
Luke is a changeling.
I did know that it was his favorite. I mean, and I don't actually mind.
Why has no one said
Okay.
Hex? That's my absolute favorite. Because you
Yeah,
can do the most
I'm actually
crazy
waiting
shit.
for another vote for one of the ones that's already been mentioned, so that it will stand out ahead. Because at the moment we've just got a vote each for different ones.
Monstrous.
Anyone got a second vote for someone?
Para. Okay, the drunk one has voted for pararomantic.
Well, they're also the one who
But
submitted.
they voted for it the first time too.
Oh, well, they are drunk, so mundane. Oh, answering the age-old question: can you be loved if you are a sexy sandworm? I didn't know that was
Spellslinger, I
Okay.
think, got two.
There's a second vote for Spellslinger, so that'll be the winner.
So boring.
Last one, audience. Somewhere
Dixon, you
in
were
the
too slow.
world, a town, a region, a place. Just give us somewhere.
God, I keep having to mute myself to clear my throat and make other annoying snot-related noises. Aren't you glad
Oh,
I'm
that's
mute?
some interesting places. I'm liking this.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Fukushima,
Shima.
Great Lakes, Uganda, Tasmania. Ooh. Cape Town. I'm waiting for someone to say my house. Not mine specifically, but, my house. The generic my. Out back behind the Denny's. Yay, David!
Look, I know where the real terrifying stuff happens, okay?
Arby's. It all happens at Arby's, right?
I'll never tell.
Depends on what podcast you're on, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I think this is the last input, so you guys will have to
It
get
is.
ready soon.
Yep.
Oh, the Outback restaurant behind Denny's.
Yeah, I like Uganda as well, but I don't know if anyone here knows that much about it and whether it would be a kind of good one to work from. I certainly
How
don't.
much time do we have to read
Antarctica!
Wikipedia?
Yeah. Oh,
Antarctica. Where they have where they found the other Stargate, and the chair is there for anyone who's familiar with
Mountains
the
of
Stargate.
Madness. Yeah.
Yep. There we go. There's the link. Crowdfunding.
Oh, cool.
Told you it would
Okay.
turn up.
I'm kind of feeling drawn to Tasmania, but that's because I've been there and know a bit what it's like, and which doesn't help the rest of you. So,
I mean, it's their fault for not having been.
okay,
Is that
Tasmania.
how that works? All right. Don't worry. Google will be my friend.
You can fake it. It's a Wikipedia entry.
Ooh.
Yep.
Well, the starting picture is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's lovely there, but it's kind of like the leftover bit of Australia in some ways,
Some of them would probably argue that's what New Zealand is. So
that's true, but there's more of us than there are of Tasmanians. So
very fair enough.
okay, right. Okay, challenge number 1.
We're into this. All right.
All contestants ready? Okay. We want a location suitable for use in a mystery. It's an abandoned place. Pick a location threat type for it. You will find a shed snakeskin in a place that shouldn't have snakes here. It is in Tasmania. I guess they do have snakes there, so it have to be the wrong kind of snake. Okay, something important there is coloured saffron. Give us a quick description of it. Each sentence of the description must begin with a different letter.
Oh, fuck. Mike.
I had to put one of them in there. Okay, you have 10 minutes. Go.
Hang on. Let me start this. Get the timer set.
Well, you could do your time starts now then, I guess, Sarah.
Okay. Do you need me? Do you guys need me to copy that anywhere for you, like in the chat, so you didn't have to?
I mean, if you
You're
could,
gonna have to do it for every other challenge, so make the decision now.
Or if you just drop it in the Discord that we all are in, then
that'd be good.
No,
clutter.
no, I won't, because it's on a different machine. I've got Discord, so it's going.
I could do that.
Yeah, okay, you do that, Mike. That'd be great. Well, I set the timer.
Oh, except then
when you say give us a threat type, are you talking like monster versus
location threat type?
Okay.
No, location threat type.
Okay.
Remember, locations have types too.
All right, sweet as.
Yep. Just a moment. I'm just going to mute myself because I'm going to have to type.
Okay, that's cool. While he's doing that, you guys confident that you can do this? You'll have 10 minutes in a moment. No, everyone's ignoring me because they're all in their own little mind palaces coming up.
Our brains are already going. So
have we not started the
they've
timer?
already
I thought the timer
started
was going.
the cheats.
I was letting him copy it for you so you could see it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
People started already.
Well, I'm reading.
Okay, it is in the Discord. You can look it up there for all the rules.
Okay.
Incredible.
And I think that we should JR says that this is a vital focus 10 minutes, Zero. No, it's not. Remember, folks, we will interrupt them to talk about what they're doing.
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
me and Mike have talked a little bit about locations.
It's a panicked, chaotic 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, should we start? On your
Sure.
marks, get set, get typing. Okay, Mike, what do we need
Yeah.
to know about locations? What does a noob need
Um,
to go? A noob keeper.
Okay, so the thing with locations in Monster of the Week is you give them a type, which is like what type of location they are. Like it might be a death trap that's a dangerous place to go, or a hellgate that spawns monsters, or a crossroads, which is where you will run into people and find things. And that's just like a kind of inspiration when you're running the game to give you an idea what's going to go on in that place. It's kind of to categorize it for your own reference. And locations also have a set of moves that go with them as well, of things that will happen at that place. So it's just basically a bunch of notes that you put in your mystery, so you know what's going to happen when the hunters go there, or what's going to happen there when they aren't there as well.
Okay. I've got a cough again. One moment. It's one thing to hear my burps. It's another thing to hear me cough. I think that coughing is much more annoying than burps, because sometimes the audience find my burps entertaining. Often not.
Yeah. It is very heroic of you to carry on while you're still recovering, rather than just postpone this whole thing.
I tell you what, I got sick about Saturday last weekend, right? And powered on through my holiday. Because we didn't get home till Tuesday, so I was all like Tuesday on the ferry boat home and everything. I was all like, oh god, like this. And then hubby got sick the next day. First day back at work conference. So now he's in the thick of it, and I'm in recovery mode. It's just a little bit of snot or something still in there, you know, just won't come out. But yeah, but I got jury duty tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I don't really think I can. I'm sick enough to get out of it though. You know, it's because they don't know unless I open my mouth. Yeah. Dixon says, to be fair, by the audience finds my burps entertaining, she means me. Okay. So these guys are at 7 minutes now. Do you want to bug one of them now, or do you want to give them another minute?
7 minutes to go?
Yeah, 7 minutes to go. Sorry for clarifying.
Oh, sure. Let's disturb people. Let's see what mess they're making of their station.
Who do you want to pick?
I will get my magic die that picks on people.
Oh, jeez.
David.
That's funny, because I was going to say let's pick on David.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what are you making for us, David?
All right. So I'm working on a forlorn lighthouse here off of the Tasman Bay. I snagged a quick pic of one from Google just for reference. This is, as we have in our description, it's an abandoned place, of course. I was really inspired by the finding a shed snakeskin where it shouldn't be. So I think that the lighthouse itself, like, it's a fairly decrepit building. It's got, you know, sort of whitish paint on the outside that's like peeling off in places. But on closer inspection, it isn't paint that's peeling; it's actual skin, snake skin.
David.
Very disturbing.
Can you please speak as Jebediah F. Clarkston?
Oh, did I get a thing? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his voice? God, it's been too long since I did that game.
A little bit Foghorn Leghorn.
A little bit So we're located in Tasmania, a place that I have never been before. I'm thinking about this description, but I have to contemplate what kind of threat we have in this locale. I'm imagining, since this building, you see, it's got this snakeskin along the outside. I think that it was some kind of barrier in place. Something is contained within this place, but still kind of thinking through what exactly it should be. Probably need to do something of a yellowish saffron color. But
Cool.
still have yet to culminate that seed idea into something more tangible.
Okay. Well, I think we can leave you to it now. That sounds cool.
Thank you.
Should we beg someone else? Or just want to
Let's
into
give
it?
it a minute or two.
But we're down to 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, so...
Oh, okay. I guess we should then. Okay. It's
That's
Natalie.
the Natalie
Hello. How we doing?
Great. What are you creating for us?
So I'm working on Alistair's Survival Shed. This is a wilds location type, where there is an abandoned shed on the edge of a family ranch that the family doesn't go to anymore, but was used by the late patriarch. And yeah, when the hunters get there, they're gonna find a bunch of strange tools and taxidermy supplies.
Excellent.
A lot of discarded pelts, including some snakeskin, and some, saffron parakeet feathers, things of that nature. But this is a wilds, so we're looking at something's not quite normal about what they're finding here in this shed, and I don't want to reveal until the end, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Oh well, I guess Ambrose's turn next. Yeah.
Hi. Abandoned port town. There's a beautiful view of the surrounding water, which is the Tasman Sea, that looks like it goes on forever. When someone is caught off looking out into said sea, though beautiful, it seems to go on and stretch forever, and time seems to pass. There is doesn't write it, but like a station house or like where someone would like look out to port. Within there, you would find an abandoned snakeskin that seems to be in a chair, kind of like someone was sitting in it, and then like whatever it was shed its skin, and it's kind of leaned over the back of the chair. I'm still working on the saffron part, but I'm thinking of a journal that was found within there too that is very stark yellow against everything else that's kind of mundane colored. That kind of leads to a journal entry of whoever was manning that port, essentially.
Cool. And now I see that Sero's laptop has died, so who knows what's going on. I will try and keep track of the time. And I will see if we are actually still running. Looks like not. Oh no, there we are. Cool. Oh, well, I guess you may get some bonus time on this while Sarah works out how everything gets back into the stream and gets everything running again. Sero, I can see you but cannot hear you.
Let me know. Well, they're down to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Oh, you're not going to get any bonus time. The technical difficulties were fixed quickly enough.
Yeah, I just checked it. Time is up, people. I'm just gonna hit refresh.
Still with us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am with you now.
Cool.
Sorry about that, folks. Whew. How stressful was that for me? Almost as lovely what it was for our competitors.
Almost. Cool. Oh, shall we go round in the same order and have you introduce what you created and add any extra details that you hadn't figured out when we talked to you the first time? Yeah, David?
Yeah. So here we have, I've updated the name. I think we're going to call this the first lighthouse of the Tasman Bay. Its type is prison. Its threat type, we have a monster, the rainbow serpent. Looked up a little bit of local lore and history. It seems to be a feature. The description of the place, so it sits on a lonely isthmus jutting out into the dark sea waters. It's a tall, angular structure with peeling paint that is in reality snakeskin. Within, past the skin barrier, is a dark office punctuated by the shifting light of the light above, shifting like rays, which appear inactive from the outside. There's no visible light in this decrepit lighthouse, but inside we do still have that patent swirling glow. Daring to climb the spiral staircase will take you to a saffron gold enclosed moat, a translucent cage of sorts enclosing this swirling, glowing remains of the serpent. Gazing upon it directly will fill your mind with colors unknown.
Very cool. Okay, it was Natalie was next, weren't you?
It's me. I'm next.
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned, we are looking at Alistair's survival shed. This dusty and decrepit shed is located on the edge of the Alistair family ranch. Patriarch of the family, Brian Alistair, used to spend long hours here, but since his passing, the rest of the family have steered clear. If the hunters decide to investigate the shed, they will find a lock on the door easy to break through. Within the shed are several tools for trailblazing and what initially appear as taxidermy supplies, along with discarded animal pelts and skins. Saffron parakeet feathers, dried snakeskin, and furs from woodland critters line the walls and shelves on one side of the shed's interior. Picking up or disturbing the pelts here will allow the hunters to transport their consciousness into animals in the nearby bush. Brian's escapades in the shed seem to have sent him further afield than just the border of his property.
Oh, very nice. Cool. Okay, and Ambrose.
Oh man, everyone's is so good. Oh my god. So it's the location's called Port Russell, an abandoned town. No one knows exactly what happened to it, and I would say the hunters are investigating. Threat type is den. Motivation is it's harboring monsters that are hidden. An abandoned port town. There's a beautiful view of the surrounding water, the Tasman Sea, that looks like it goes on forever, though it is beautiful. It seems to suck the viewer in as time passes more than it should. Within a station house, there is a desk that someone seemed to be using quite often. Within the chair is the outline of something that looks quite humanoid, something that left behind a darker colored iridescent snakeskin. In a nearby office, you find a journal with a saffron yellow cover, hand-bound, that details a resident within that port town, noting the last days before the residents seem to have all gone missing. That is what I read.
Cool.
Here.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Let me just consider my scoring. Which one would I like to play the most? I think it's the survival shed. I like that, especially the weird animal mind transfer thing. Okay, so 1 point there. I'm docking Natalie a point for following the rules because you used the same initial letter for some of those description sentences.
Did I?
David and Ambrose both get a point for following the rules, though.
Yay.
He's a harsh taskmaster, but
I
a
am.
benevolent judge.
Where's my repeated sentence?
Did you just change it?
No, I'm gonna
No.
highlight every beginning letter of a sentence to make sure I am not
think there were
insane.
two P's. Yeah, patriarch and picking up.
Oh, you're absolutely correct.
No.
Burned it.
Last.
Yep, harsh but fair. Okay,
Absolutely.
bonus round. For the first bonus round, I would like a hunter team concept. Okay. So just a quick team concept. You don't need to like make a playbook or anything. Just give us the key ideas. It must be suitable to have a spell slinger as the leader or a key member of the team. You can do it as a team playbook or just as a team concept. Either suits you, including using an existing team playbook if it works. Give us key detail about how the team operates. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, should I hit start?
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Well, as far as I'm
Go for it,
concerned.
guys. And I am putting the timer in there so that the
So
audience
I'll drop
can
the rules
follow
into
along.
the chat.
Put that down here. So team hunter team concepts are fairly new there, Mike, aren't they? They were introduced.
Well,
Were
no,
they
the
concepts as
team
well, or
team
no?
concepts go right back to the beginning because it right in the original edition the game said like at the beginning like discuss as a group like what's the idea behind your team. So that's team concept. Team playbooks that kind of formalize it and give you all kinds of mechanisms to use came out with the Codex of Worlds, so they're new.
Yeah.
But it's essentially just a kind of mechanization and development of the original concept.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just kind of say, you know, we run around the country fighting monsters like the Winchesters in Supernatural, or we're like a chosen one in Scooby Gang like Buffy, or, you know, official investigators like in the X-Files, you know. So team concept can be as simple as that if you want.
Mike, you didn't update the slideshow. It just says H. Spell slinger.
I don't have access to the slideshow, so I can't.
It's the one you made last time, Mike.
Oh well, I've forgotten about that. I've forgotten completely that it exists. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. we won't bother them this bonus round, will we?
No,
it's only 3 minutes left to go. We will be kind. What about the audience? Audience, what's your favorite hunter team concept here? I mean, we've already mentioned Supernatural and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and obviously,
how about favorite or most out there team concept?
Most out there. One could almost argue, though, that Stargate, which I've brought up before, is also one, because they are kind of monster of the week, aren't they? Something different.
Yeah, and they're definitely out there. Yeah.
And they are out there in terms of being further afield than Earth.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's the thing. It's like there's the monster of the week genre trope, but there's also like the whatever of the week, you know, planet of the week for Star Trek, which I guess is Stargate as well, kind of.
Yeah.
And, you know, horrible disease of the week if you're watching House MD.
Yeah, and then dead body of the week if you're watching CSI and CIS, even like Miss Marple and Poirot and all of that. Hydrate, everyone. Luke says, I'm going to go with either the radio station, a la Killer Frequency and Welcome to Night Vale, or Swipe to Slay Team Playbook, a la Phasmophobia. Ooh.
Yeah, so these are both ones from the new books. So like Luke says, radio stations, like you're the crew at a radio station in a place where weird stuff happens all the time. It's also got an interesting set of rules about how you deal with stuff when like someone phones up and you've got to solve a mystery over the phone or live on air, which is pretty neat. And the Swipe to Slay one has the hunters being gig workers with this mysterious app that gives you monster hunting jobs.
Ooh.
So yeah,
That's
both
almost
pretty
like,
fun.
as in a more modernized version of Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Although I don't think you don't really have a Charlie. You've just got this mysterious app, right? So
Yeah, but they didn't really know who Charlie was, though.
I
Did
guess
they?
they didn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Did everyone
I think-
hydrate? I just all
Yeah.
that I see is
Oh, yeah,
intent faces.
definitely.
So I wasn't sure.
Mm.
Okay. 30
Luke,
seconds, people.
I'll forgive you because you're helping pimp our crowdfund.
Yeah, well, I've got it come up on automated, so I don't really have to do much. I just got the wrong chat command, that's all.
Yeah. But the other secret about these two new books is that Luke and Merrick wrote almost all of them. I'm actually more of a kind of like minor contributor and consultant on these ones rather than it being primarily my thing, which is a bit of a first.
Yeah, time's up. Everyone
Cool.
stopped. Good.
Okay, I will roll the dice of doom. I'm going to leave David out of it for the first time to see who introduces their hunter concept first. It will be Ambrose.
Hi. So Hunter Team Concept, we're the Spellslingers key member.
Yep.
Called the Lunar Coven, a group of magic practitioners or magical scholars that have started to notice that in their small town surrounded by woods and damp, a lot of magical interferences seem to be occurring across ley lines. Portals seem to be opening into other realms where monsters come in, fae bleeding in and blending in with the townsfolk, and curses that seem to, curses, they seem to threaten the town that need to be broken before midnight, and more. The leader of the coven, Luna Ravengard, the spellslinger, has called in their, and I didn't get to finish because my brain got muddled, but essentially called in
That's
their
okay.
coven.
That's a solid amount of team concept, even if you ran out of time.
That
Cool.
would be the spellslinger, the hex, the initiate, the expert, and the spooky are all examples of the coven that you wanted to, if you wanted to bring it in. But yes, spellslinger is the leader.
Awesome. Cool stuff. Next up is David.
Excellent. I present to you today the Incantation Reclamation Service, aka the IRS. The IRS investigates those guilty or rumored to be guilty of failing to properly pay their magical dues. Sorcerer's power is the primary power of the nation, and it is the responsibility of all participating in arcane society to provide their requisite offerings to the state. However, there are those who hoard their runes and crystals, and it is up to the IRS to uncover their crimes. I think Spellslinger, Hex, I would love a mundane actually in this group. I think that'd be fantastic. All are suitable members of such a team.
Yep. Wonderful. Love it.
I like that.
Cool. Okay, Natalie. What have you got?
We are presenting the counselors for Camp What's Off into Woods. A camp for supernatural youngsters. And so this team is generally led by a camp director, someone very versed in magic and also supernatural lore. So the spellslinger or even an expert or hex would be suitable playbooks for the hunter taking on that director role. You'll either want a spellslinger for activities or one of the other teachers. But allies can be NPC counselors or perhaps returning camp goers who are the young teen returning camp leads. And this team playbook works best with a campaign focused on phenomena mysteries, maybe some atonement ones as well. Villains could be rival campers, perhaps the mundane camp across the lake full of humans.
Okay. Man, that was tough. I love all three of them.
One was funny though.
However, in the
very funny.
One was really good. One was really funny.
in the interests of actually having a champion at the end, I'm gonna push myself to pick the one that I think is the most creative and awesome, which is the IRS. Thank you, David.
That was really creative. I like that.
I was like, I spent way too long figuring out what I had to have a pun start, and I was like, all right, that is going to be centered to whatever this idea is, and if we can crack that, then we're somewhere.
But yeah, if I didn't have to pick one winner, I would happily have jumped into a game with any of those team concepts. They are all fantastic. Okay, next round. Oh, what did I do? Oh, yep. Just a moment. I need to do some typing.
Oh, someone updating the slideshow for me. You muted yourself, Mike.
I was just going to drop it into the Discord again. Sorry.
Oh, so he didn't.
No, I'm just on my rules document, I'm afraid.
It's okay. I can update it. All right. So it hasn't been too bad so far, right, keepers? It's easy.
You
can't
see
the puddle of
my
sweat
hands like
beneath my
mildly
desk.
shaking off screen.
Okay. Here are the rules for round 2. We want you to create a villain. That is a new threat type from the Codex of Mysteries, which is basically a human who's doing evil stuff and causing the problems that the hunters deal with. Okay. We want a villain threat type for them that you'll find in the Codex of Worlds. I can drop them up there if you need them. Their job title is one of the ones suggested by the audience earlier, your choice. They like breaking rules. Can you give us a reason why? And they think they're doing good. How do they think they're doing that? They have a disturbing mannerism, inappropriate laughter. How does this manifest? And they always wear something coloured saffron. What is it? Give us a description of the villain, and you have 10 minutes.
Okay, just give me a
I can
couple of
only
seconds.
scroll up so far in chat. I can only get to maybe half of the ones that were
Okay.
given
Mike, do
earlier.
you want to list some of them?
There was, let's see, telephone sanitizer. There was cat sitter. Sock evaluator, was there one? There was
sommelier.
A video designer, sommelier.
Salutation professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if any of the audience want to remind us what you suggested, throw it in. That might be easiest because that way we don't have to remember. Because
they could accidentally put in something that they didn't suggest last time. Is that what you're saying?
No, because no one would break the rules in that way. I'm sure.
Have we started the clock? I don't want to cheat and get going now, but has 10 minutes started?
Undertaker's assistant was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did it start?
Zero.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was start now.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad. All right. So tell me about villains,
sorry.
Mike.
I just remembered the next bonus round and laughed again because it was such a silly idea.
Yeah. I laughed myself when
contestants.
I saw it.
It's going to be great. You should look forward to it.
Yeah. So villains are my favorite new thing, Mike. I've used so many villains. I've even made a villain, Peter Jackson, called Jackson Peters. That I included in the Let Us Entertain You mystery book that I wrote along with Ian, Quinn, and Johnny, which is available. I think I have a link for it. Let me look.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think the villains are a great addition. Kind of Merrick built them for that Monster Marches setting, but they work perfectly for any Monster of the Week game. Just the idea of a person doing evil stuff and causing these problems is kind of, you can fit it into the previously existing threat types, but it kind of works a bit nicer this way.
Yeah. And I like coming up with villain threat moves, because
Yep.
they can be interesting. It could be even as simple as send out the mooks or whatever.
Yep.
Or it could be a bit more if they've gotten their hands on an artifact or a magic phenomenon or something like that. They can get even more fun.
Yeah.
But I believe the modern Haunts book, the Marek released, also has a more modern take or update on
Yeah,
the
that's
villains.
it's got some advice on kind of adjusting them to the modern world, because the Monster Marches is kind of a Witcher inspired setting, so it's definitely very fantasy first rather than contemporary world. So yeah, Modern Haunts has got the update of that, and also it's got his the Haunts, which is kind of an extended mystery that he invented for the Gothic setting, also updated with a bunch of like modern world versions of them. Including my favourite, the wellness centre, that's really disturbingly horrible.
But the fun thing is you could have a monster, you could have a phenomenon, you can have minions, you can have villains, you can have so much running around in your campaign. It doesn't have to be just in the one mystery.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the thing I've been aiming for with releasing new Monster of the Week books is like expanding the range of stuff you can do. I feel like that's a good kind of attitude to have for building your supplements for a game.
Do you have plans for more Monster Week books after this, or is it just like, well, if someone has an idea?
Let's say there are some discussions and plans underway, but it is too early to say anything more.
Mike, how can I get involved? I have no shame. I'll ask live on stream.
I'll think about it.
I'm sure you have plenty of other keepers you can shoulder tap now, especially since I'm introducing them to you on the Great Monster Makeoff.
Yep. It's yeah. But like I say, everything's at the very vague early stages, so I wouldn't expect anything new soon.
Yeah, because you've had a whole glut of new things come out in the past.
That's right.
year.
We had a book come out last year, and we've got one coming out next year. It's like an avalanche of Monster of the Week supplements.
Oh, should we interrupt someone? It's at 5 minutes 30 seconds. So, who do you want to pick on?
Sure. I think Natalie's the one who hasn't had a chance to go first so far.
Is that right?
I think so.
I can't remember.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, so Natalie, what evil villain are you building for us?
I'm working on a real piece of work named Edgar Dench. He's a sanitation worker for the Mansfield City dump. He's got an obsession with taking out the trash. As often quoted saying, followed
Natalie.
sometimes. Yeah.
Dixon's redeemed dual voice, so maybe you should keep doing that one.
Oh, sure. So Edgar's got a whole thing
I
going
love
on.
this.
Every time he laughs, it's more like a. I remember you asked for this, Dixon. Yeah, his laugh becomes this uncomfortable wheeze. He finds all manner of things in the trash brought to the dump, including certain items which, when burned, have a strange effect on the dump's position, relating to a blazing hellscape dimension. That's about all I've got so far, but we'll see where we take Mr. Dench going forward.
Cool. Let's bother David next. David, who have you got for us?
Excellent. I'm working on Stanley Danderson. He's a fanatic villain. He's a videographer who seeks to make the perfect biographical film, a feature that touches every heart. And they take this principle very seriously. I'm currently working on why they like to break rules. I think I'm going to go with they went to film school but dropped out because their ideas were too novel, which is to say they couldn't pass most of their general eds.
But because the faculty didn't understand, right?
Really, his teachers just didn't share his vision.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vibe I'm going for with this character.
Cool. Okay, Ambrose, who have you got for us?
Marina. I'm trying to think of the last name, but it has to start with V, I feel. Villain type is the fanatic. They're the cosmetologist, is what I was gonna go for here. This might be body horror, so like content warning, I suppose, for that. But they had started getting into event makeup for brides and bridesmaids, but has since become a professional in cosmetology for another level of like boost, because they want people to understand that beauty is a lifestyle. It's more than just putting on something, but you need to try to aim for beauty more than just for an event, an evening, a day. It has to be you. So takes on personal clients, and then those clients essentially go missing because she transforms them to be what her standard of beauty is. They turn into beautiful monsters that can blend into humanity, essentially. But yeah, I kind of have the broken rules part, but cutting into flesh, installing corset bones, she decides to do this because the world needs to see what beauty is like, or what it can be, according to what she thinks it is. So yes. That's what I have so far. I'm almost done.
Yeah,
but
go.
we'll
Oh, you
get
got
Back to it.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Hydrate everyone if you haven't already, especially Natalie after
Those
the wheezy
are
voice
some
person.
awful villains, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that maybe David's villain might get along with my Jackson Peters villain, since he is
Yeah.
trying to transform New Zealand into the perfect, very real landscape of the settings for his movies. That's his goal. So yeah, Jackson Peters is just the perfect villain to buddy up with. I think maybe assistant director or something.
Yeah. For those who are not aware, Peter Jackson locally, after finishing with all his films and that sort of thing, he's taken up in semi-retirement, interfering in local politics as his hobby.
Ah. Well, I mean, isn't that better than? No, I won't say anything else because of America.
It's probably better than many other things, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that gets to me about it is like he interferes in such petty things, like a housing development that will get in the way of his view.
Oh well, that's related to him. I can see why he would do that. Considering you've got housing development going on behind you there, Mike. So I mean,
Yeah, but I
well,
accept it. You know, people need houses.
it's true. They should just make hobbit holes so then it wouldn't disturb the beauty of the land so much. 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Although that
4.
said, the land behind me, like you can see the nice of the window where the reserve, but actually most
Let's
was
go.
just so it wasn't really pretty before. It was just pasture land.
Oh. Fair. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's introduce the villains. Let's do it in the same order, which I can't remember what it was. It was Natalie first,
David?
wasn't it? Oh,
What?
Do I still have to do the voice?
I can't remember.
no,
Is it
I
Natalie?
don't.
How long does it go?
Don't worry.
Just a minute. You're good, Natalie.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we have Edgar Dench. He's our vile sanitation worker. At the Mansfield City dump. He's obsessed with taking out the trash. He doesn't like magic. And his laugh that is disturbing is more of a medical condition that he has refused to get diagnosed. But yeah, he finds all manner of things in his dump. And when certain magic items are burned, they have this strange effect of changing the dump's position with relation to a hellscape realm. Edgar's saffron full coveralls uniform makes him stand out amidst the gray and rust brown debris of his chosen kingdom. He believes that by destroying certain objects and casting them into the fiery rift, he is removing their evil from the world. But in reality, the denizens beyond the portal are feeding on the magic of these items and preparing to expand it. Edgar enjoys breaking just about everything from rules to glass to the sanctity of planar boundaries as a way to blow off steam and pent up dissatisfaction with his otherwise unremarkable existence within sleepy Mansfield County.
Very nice. Okay, I can't remember who was next. David, Ambrose, who wants to jump in?
I'll do it. I'll do it. Marina Van Dorn, villain type, is a fanatic, meaning that she thinks that she's doing the right thing. Cosmetologists, they started by going to doing event makeup for bridesmaids and brides, but have become a professional in cosmetology because they believe it is more than something that is to be upheld for an evening or an event or day. Being beautiful your best is a lifestyle. The clients that she started to take on were people that wanted what she wanted, or at least that's what she believes, that's what they want. How could they want anything else? And they are so close to achieving that which she thinks that they have, beauty, so that she wants to help them. She can provide that for them. They break the rules by cutting into flesh, installing corset bones into the abdomen, installing nails like claws, and sharpening their veneers, brightening their eyes with diluted, deadly nightshade because the world needs to see beauty like Marina does. She laughs when she talks about how she laughs when people talk about how ugly they feel, or sometimes when someone makes a self-deprecating comment about themselves. She laughs cutely, but for a lot longer and more seriously than she should. She wears a saffron scarf around her neck, the only accent color too when she wears all white dresses or all white suits.
Well,
So yes.
Marina is absolutely horrible. That's glorious.
I made a
Okay,
villain.
David.
Yes, I reintroduced to us Stanley Danderson, Fanatic. Stanley is a fanatical videographer who's seeking to make the perfect biographical film, a feature that touches every heart, a principle which they take, of course, very, very seriously. As we discussed previously, Stanley went to film school, but dropped out because his ideas were too novel, and the faculty just didn't understand their creative vision. Something that has been useful, actually, in building this sort of wounded aesthetic that he has. His goal of unifying the hearts of the people is a noble one. Unfortunately, the methods he employs are underhanded and sensational. He has amassed a cult following online of film has-beens and would-bes who are supporting his crafting of the national narrative. He's regularly seen, perhaps by our hunters, carrying a saffron cone or bullhorn to call out and direct the followers and cast of the production that he is trying to create in the real world. After all, a biographical film has to be real, of course. Bringing in the mannerism, he loudly laughs in the middle of literally anyone else talking in order to take control of the conversation. So we start talking, like, so I need you to move over there right now, stand beneath that light post.
Oh, that is
and that's
I love that.
his whole aesthetic.
I love that.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Judgment time. I am going to. Oh, sorry, I put it in the wrong place. I'm going to give that one to Ambrose. Both points followed the rules, and that was the most gloriously horrific villain of the three. Although
Perfect.
I do have a lot of love for the others as well.
Thank you.
Particularly Edgar. I do like. I want to see him take out the trash.
I love the reason for the laughter for David's. Like, we were just like, ha ha, I gotta take control of this conversation. Now,
That was
I love
too,
that.
yeah.
It's amazing.
He's the only one who gets to
Cool.
talk.
Okay. Bonus round time. Bonus
boy.
round 2.
Oh boy.
Welcome to Villains Debate Club. Okay, the villains you just created are at their club discussing plans to defeat the hunters. Who's got the best plan?
You guys
So
get to improv with each other.
do we have to defend our villain's plan, or is this a dialogue? What's the nature of the minigame here?
Are we role playing right
It's
now?
Yep.
you're role playing. Your
Okay,
three
okay.
villains are discussing who's going to destroy the hunters best and whose plan will work the best.
Think of it as like
Where it goes after that, I don't care.
think of it like you guys are hanging out at your evil club at the evil bar, having your evil drinks, talking about your
Oh
evil
yeah, evil
plans,
cocktails. Yeah.
evil cocktails. Yeah.
It's like a
Okay.
game changer episode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is a
Should we
game
start
changer.
Right.
now?
Yeah, go for it.
Bloody Mary with everything. And I mean everything. If I don't have a full egg in there, I quit.
Don't worry, I know what you
Zach.
like. I think behind the bar.
Yeah.
Well, because here's the thing: videography is an expensive hobby or career, and Stanley has to pay the bills somehow.
Mhm.
So he's working on the drink, cracks the egg in, takes just an entire tomato and like squeezes it live,
Mhm. Mhm.
chucks in the skin, kind of gives it a little stir, adds one ice cube, and passes it across the bar.
Mayrina's watching this entire exchange, the creation of this, and just is grimacing, just scowling the entire time, seeing you crack an egg open. It just looks gross and ugly as like you pass it over.
You buying anything?
Melbeck.
Because the seats aren't free.
Just a Melbeck. That's all I would like. Thank you.
Goes over.
See, I think our problem, much like this drink, can be solved if we just put everything into a deep, fiery red hole, just jam it all in there. We just gotta, and plus, I could be the one to put it away. And he starts digging into the Bloody Mary with like his hands because there's like a half a beef stick and like a chicken wing and like a full celery stalk. Like, yeah.
There requires a little bit more finesse than just throwing them into a pit and shoving them down, don't you think?
It works for
Yeah.
every problem I've ever had.
I see.
There's really only one, maybe two interesting angles you can take on that kind of action. The stage is just too small, too restrictive. I think.
But wasted potential, you know? Like,
Yeah,
they could be so much more than.
take for example what you've got going on at your business. The creativity you put on display with the hair and makeup you do is incredible, and being able to
Mhm.
appropriately capture that in the light of one red hole going to a foreign dimension, it's just it's a failure to really satisfy any kind of meaningful idea. Lighting is everything. It's what makes the people feel something,
It can get pretty bright once we start throwing stuff in
That's
there.
not what he meant at all. We're not
It's
going
always
to
either
throw him into a hole.
too dark or oversaturated. So
Now
picture it.
imagine if we could make them something else, make them something for me, not for you, but something we can utilize their strengths, make them longer, extend their limbs. Right lighting for the right shot also works, I would say.
I mean, I could build a rig to do that kind of push and pull zooming while capture the skeletal form that you're describing here. I love it. Tell me more.
He's like, yes, capturing that, you can either capture the process of the creations that we can turn them into. We need to catch them first, of course, because they are very slippery, I would say.
You think you're gonna catch him once you give him those long limbs? You're insane. You're absolutely out of your mind. And plus, all the waste. You're gonna be throwing away so many glues and stickerbacks. And I listen. I've seen what comes out of your establishment, young miss. It is unconscionable
Young
what you're
miss.
doing to the environment. We have to take out the trash.
All of them, all of the trash, they could be used. They could be vital. They can show how beautiful this world could actually be. And
There's
they have
something-
another function.
There's something there. Here's my vision. All right. So, on the one hand, we have our core cast, the people who've been transformed, made beautiful by the vision that you have. On the other hand, we have the trash, the refuse, the things unwanted by the world. These make up the background. This is the people on the streets. This is the trash in the corner. It's an incomplete picture, but bear with me. It is the dichotomy between the two that builds the emotional picture. Plus, it is very true to life. What were you doing this morning but hucking trash into your holes, right?
It's a constant process. You have to stay vigilant. I mean, really, the number of heroes that come into this town and then leave after they solve one problem, they don't have the commitment it takes to really get rid of the things that are just an affliction on
Aren't you
this
just
town.
bored of this throwing them into holes, having
I've
red
got a
light
great
as-
arm. It's good for the shoulders and the
Wow.
upper back.
Sorry.
I do love the idea of packing heroes into holes as an exercise regimen. That is
That's amazing.
a dream.
It's good for
maybe.
the arm, good for the
It's for
back.
my health, you know. I got this thing. I can't get it. I'm too busy. My doc, he's a real piece of work too. Anyway, listen, if you want to film it or if you want to put a bow on it or whatever, we can make it happen. I got to get
Making
back
them
to
beautiful
work.
monsters and having them work for me long term, I feel like that is more useful of their energy and time than just throwing them away,
Whoa.
whether they're toxic to the environment or not.
Work for you? No. Look, hair and makeup's important, surely, but they're going to be part of my film.
Yeah, your film is nothing without beautiful subjects, no?
Look, I can work with any kind of material. Obviously, it's good to have high quality stuff. That's why you're here, but it's my movie.
Mm-hmm. And then you'll record it, and then you'll edit it, and then we'll be done with it. And they're still mine after the end of the day.
But the people are going to demand a sequel.
You assume that it's going to sell?
Where do you think the rest of your movies end up, pal?
Well, I'm certain if they were trash, you would have seen them. But last time we talked, you hadn't.
I don't have time to keep up with you. The amount of, honestly, film vomit that you produce, sir, every time that every week over by the studio. Oh yeah, this reel's overexposed. Okay, sure. I guess they forgot to turn the lights off or whatever.
I understand that everybody has their own vision. That's why it is my dream. It is my mission imparted unto me to create something that everyone can see and connect to. That's why you're here. Of course, you haven't seen any of my previous films, despite our conversations. I
Sorry
value
for
your
that we didn't
creative
get to
input.
see that. I was kind of busy honing my own craft, something that maybe you should be focusing on.
It didn't sound like they had enough explosions in them, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, what was that guy's name again? Michael Bay. Maybe you want to take a thing from his note from his book.
Now that guy can make some fucking trash.
Mm-hmm. Good trash.
He looks visibly uncomfortable and turns around and starts wiping one of the glasses down, cursing under his breath. He says, I am honing my own craft. What do you think the cameras are rolling for? Michael
Capturing all
Bay.
angles.
Cool. Oh, well, shall we let that grind to a horrible halt and wait for the folks to come in?
Yeah, that was
all of them.
very impressive. Did everyone get their laugh in?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone hydrate after that.
Oh, yeah.
I realized I picked such a terribly rude way of integrating the laugh, which works great at the table when it's GM and players, but when we're all equal, I'm like, oh, this is going to be really rude no matter when I do it.
The laugh, I was like,
So good. It's so good.
So Luke says, cue epic rap battles of Michael Bay swinging in on an eagle shouting, motherfucking money!
Accurate.
Someone said that this would be a good keep as a treat. Everyone is a villain. I guess you go after the hunters. That would be interesting. Then the keeper running it would have to play the hunters. Ooh.
Or it very quickly devolves into PvP because the villains can't get along.
Mm-hmm. We don't get
This
along.
is
We're
true.
trying, but
Or
I
as
love
we
how this
saw.
went. Yes.
We don't leave the bar.
We just don't leave. We just keep on shit talking each other, like whether it's
Uh-huh.
directly or like just backwards compliments. It's fantastic. I love this.
Or
Okay,
laughing
it
at each other.
looks like it is a draw between Edgar and Marina.
Oh no.
Ooh.
And yep, it
Rock,
ends.
paper, scissors.
What do you want to do there, Mike?
No, I've got a total running. We'll figure it out.
Oh, we got a
Okay.
poll. Oh, it's 50-50.
Yep. Yep.
Next.
Cool. Okay. Next challenge.
Yep.
Next challenge is a phenomenon.
Ooh.
Okay, just let me.
I've got the saffron's back. See, I told you, saffron fucking everywhere.
Yep.
Love the saffron.
It's not capsule.
Okay, so a phenomenon. I want you to create a surreal or dream-related phenomenon to be the main threat of a mystery. So we want a phenomenon threat type, 2 main powers affecting dreams and or emotions. A general description of what it is and how it operates. It is associated with the color saffron. It creates a feeling of... Ooh, how should we allocate the options? Oh, let's just do them in order. Okay. Ambrose, your one creates a feeling of the deep ocean. David, yours creates the feeling of a foggy graveyard. And Natalie, yours creates the feeling of all the lights are broken and have gone out.
Ooh.
When it's active, you will see dandelions and shed snakeskins. You have 15 minutes whenever the timer is ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
What would the
Okay.
threat types be for something like a phenomenon? Or is there a list for that somewhere that I should look up?
There is a list for that in the Tome of Mysteries or the back of the hardcover Monster Week book. I will track down.
My hardcover's in the
United.
United States and I'm in New Zealand.
I will drop the threat types into a document for you. Just give
Appreciate
me a
it.
second.
Thank you.
That is a good.
Yeah, shoot that over to me. I cleaned my room before we got on, and I can't for the life of me see where I placed Codex.
Where
Print
are
outs
they?
are missing.
Phenomena.
Oh, they're there.
Cool. It is dropping into the Discord now. Badly formatted because it was copied from PDF.
I can't remember what.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe something appears that it just makes dandelions appear.
Yep. You'll when it's active, you'll see dandelions and shed snakeskins.
And it says maybe it makes something appear. Is that the shed?
That's the shed snakeskins. I just kind of combined those.
Okay. Right. All right, so these guys have got 15 minutes of that. We should probably talk about phenomenons.
Sure.
What are they?
Okay, so phenomena are when there's just a weird thing happening that isn't the fault of a monster. So it's more for your like X-Files or Fringe style games where you want like maybe there's like a weird other dimensional thing causing trouble or something like that. So they tend to be a bit more sciencey than magical. They tend to be a bit more like something affecting a general area and something that you fix rather than something that you defeat. So yeah, but I think in essence it's the being more like Fringe or the X-Files and less like your typical monster hunting shows.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be alien, which is obviously the science side of things, but it also could be magical because it could be a magical.
Yeah, they can be magical too. Yeah.
Librarians and Warehouse 13.
Yeah, weird artifacts are definitely could be phenomenon type mysteries. Yeah.
Yeah. These ones are fun. Because there's nothing stopping you also from, this is a good way for the villain to come in here. The villain might already possess it, or the villain might want to possess it in a
Or
mystery.
just be taking advantage of it, something like that.
Yeah, or it's taking advantage of the villain. It doesn't know that.
Yep.
At least not yet. So
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, and the fact that they're kind of so flexible and fit so much of the kind of inspiration media is why we pop them in the main rulebook hardcover when we did that refresh of it, just because they're generally useful to have at your disposal.
Ooh, I like the example that you guys included for a time loop example.
Ah, yeah.
So that there are custom moves that you could introduce to it. Like if you try to leave the time loop area, you find yourself back in time with a short block of time missing. It's kind of like if you want to liken it to another TTRPG like Dungeons and Dragons and Curse of Strahd. If you go out into the mist kind of
Yep.
thing,
Yeah.
around Ravenloft, that kind of.
Yeah. Also, the Supernatural episode Mystery Spot does a version of that, where time keeps looping until they die.
That's one of the things.
They,
It's one
yeah,
one of the common ones, isn't it? There's a
Yeah.
time loop in almost every show. There's another one where they do a body swap. Body swap's another common one. I've done that one
Yep.
too. That's how you end up with a hunter having to give birth when they're a dude. What else are the ones that always turn up? This is the because the body swap one's always my favorite one, because then you can see how good of an actor.
Yeah, there's
Someone is on
always
a show.
the kind of breaking the fourth wall type ones where like you see it from outside the show. That comes up quite often, and that can be done as a phenomenon too. Some kind of weird metaphysical thing going on.
Yeah. Or you get transported to another place or something like that.
Yeah.
That one's very common. Yeah, these are fun ones. Should we start bugging people, or our audience? If you have any questions of Mike for anything to do with any of these topics, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll get to them as well.
Well, I was actually going to say I might just take a short bio break if you don't mind. If you can keep talking people while this goes on, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, I've got books, and I have a podcast and a stream, and I can answer some of these questions. But yeah, I just love doing all of those fun ones where we're body swapping. Classic, such a classic one. Everyone looks so serious, don't they, guys?
Because we're in it. We're in it.
You're in the zone. That's a phenomenon right there. People getting into the zone. I don't know if anyone's seen this. I recently saw someone had made a web show of Lo-Fi Girl, and why she was actually constantly sitting there studying, and it turns out that she'd invented some kind of pill to help people study constantly, and so she was the test, because they couldn't get approval for testing, human testing. So she was the one who took it, and they streamed it so that it could be, the whole experiment could have, like, I don't know. I can't think of words. I'm still a little bit sick. But anyway, it was funny. It was a good show, especially because the Lo-Fi Girl was being played by a dude. What's Luke saying? He did a mutative disease phenomenon back in the Tome of Mysteries. One of your Hunttober things on social media, you had a captive psionic entity causing people nightmares in its general area as it tried to escape.
Yeah, disease is another good one for phenomena.
Yeah, disease. Also the zombifying people
Yeah,
is another good
diseases
one.
or curses, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Or wishes.
Okay.
Did you want to bug someone? Should we poke someone? Poke. Roll the dice, Mike. Roll the dice. Poke someone.
How long have they got left?
7 minutes.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, David, what you got? What you got, David?
Yeah, so I'm continuing my threat from the lighthouse. This is the Rainbow Serpent. It's a type mutagen. The power that I just kind of finished fleshing out is shed your skin. Bystanders, after witnessing even a fragment of the rainbow serpent with their own eyes, will begin to experience their skin flaking off and slaking away. It starts in the face around the eyes, a dryness that spreads. The mutagen moves in stages with the final result after 3 days. All their skin is shed, their muscles and veins bulbous and visible, covered in a saffron mucus. Their arms and legs slowly merge and weld to the body, forming snake or slug-like final forms. It
Very
is
nice.
creating its children from the people who witness it.
Cool. All right.
Okay. Next up, Natalie. What are you making for us, Natalie?
Working on a zone affecting a suburban neighborhood in Akron, Ohio. It's one of those cookie cutter neighborhoods where every house and corner is hard to distinguish from the other. And there's an issue where people are going missing if they're out late at night beyond a certain point. The streetlights have started this nightly routine of beginning to flicker slowly at first and then picking up speed and frequency and the number of them affected until the entire neighborhood is sort of a dazzling symphony of strobing streetlights until only one suddenly is on and the rest cut out. Just this bright saffron ring of light. And when things step into it, drawn there by some hypnotic pull, is bad news.
Yep.
Bad news
Cool,
beers.
cool. Okay, Ambrose, what have you got for us?
Oh boy. Okay. The Midnight Motel is a bubble type threat. Anyone that stays at the motel, essentially, is lulled into a sleep. The longer they stay, the longer the sleep is, and the more they start changing. In the basement of the Midnight Motel, an old curse lives and slips into the minds of the people that stay there for long term. Motel overlooks the beach along the transient town near the coast. The land used to belong to the spirits of the deep that provided emotions of calm and tranquility to those that sought them out, communed with them, pledged to them, and offered to them. When the town began to change and shift, the spirits left feeling pushed out by the shifting of the lands, causing the curse. And that's where I'm
Very
at.
cool.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up
Nice.
with the little snake skin. I'm trying to figure that out right now. So I was trying to get that.
Cool.
You got
Yeah,
4
no,
minutes
it's
to
shaping
do
up
it then.
nicely.
Ah.
Ooh.
Okay.
These are all interesting ones, aren't they?
Now, I don't see any questions for me in the chat, so
No.
how about I just talk about one of the cool things that's coming in the new books that I'm really looking forward to?
Sure.
Yeah. So one of the new ideas in there is Marek's Hunter's personal stories, and they're this neat mechanism where you as a hunter player can say, I want my hunter to have this personal story happen, and it's got specific triggers for them and things, and they're like a way to explore your hunter playbook in a new way, and they give a lot of advice for the keeper of what to throw at you for it, and they give some advice for you about how you can react to it, and you get the choice of when you decide it's resolved and what happens then. And we've got 2 example ones for each playbook in there, which is one of the reasons it's such a huge piece. And I think people are really going to have a blast playing around with those, especially once they start creating their own ones customized for their hunter, based on the kind of examples we've provided. So that's something I'm super excited to see out there and people starting to use.
Gee, I'm gonna have a little bookshelf now just for Monster of the Week stuff. It's gone
Yeah,
from
no,
the
Mhm.
two
it's
books
crazy.
I
It's turning
had
into
to
this whole line rather than just the one book it started as.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
Luke's made a comment there saying in the playtest for the Changeling playtest, I wanted to do the Awakened one, where they found another person with supernatural powers and decided, hey, I've barely figured out my own weirdness. Let me teach you about it. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Yep.
He accidentally
And
turned an EMT into a spirit-eating supernatural predator. Oh, yeah, there you go.
yeah, what's the Awakened one? Is that the? I think that's. Ah, yep. So that's the story for the Changeling, where you find someone else who thought they were mortal and turns out to be something else. Let's throw in some other, just some examples so people know the sort of thing. So for the monstrous, the first example one's called "In My Footsteps," and that's when another monster asks for your help to become good again.
Oh.
And it has to do with like how do you mentor them to do that. The other one is the misguided hunter, which is when someone decides you need to be put down.
Oh.
Yeah. So they've got different kind of ways to highlight different sides of each playbook. Really
I
cool
mean, is there anything saying you can't do both of those? Because you could always
I
take
think
someone under your wing and also still have someone
I
chase
think it
you.
might be a bit much for your keeper to deal with if you try and do two at once.
Okay, what
But
if
I
you
mean, I
do
could
it solo play? Because I'm totally into solo RPGs now.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that you couldn't do it, but it would complicate things, I think.
Maybe if you have a
I could
small enough team of hunters.
then it could work. But I think actually it might just, you could kind of devote more time to one of them at a time as well and kind of explore it a bit more deeply.
10 seconds.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun.
You need like a
2,
30-second
1.
warning, Sarah.
Hands up.
I'm afraid we're just not really that well organized to give you nice, careful 30-second warnings and things.
It'll
What do
come together
you
in the
think?
edit.
This is a professional thing. Okay, Mike, who's up?
oh man, die time. It is David again. Sorry, Die doesn't like you today.
Excellent. Sometimes it's how it goes.
What phenomena did you build for us?
Yes, I bring before you the Rainbow Serpent, a mutagen. The Rainbow Serpent is a mutagenic substance, no creature at all. It was safely contained by the ancients who first observed it, but their seals are weakening. The skin which bound it has been shed, and all that moves and squirms upon the earth will be transformed in its image if it is not dealt with. The powers, we have Shed Your Skin. Bystanders, after witnessing even a fragment, read most of this earlier. Basically, people start turning awful snake-like after a few days once they catch a glimpse of this strange swirling light. And as it takes hold, the affected's vision slowly dims, their perception of the environment slowly narrows, and the missing bits are replaced with golden dandelions on the fringes, and then slowly that is all that they see as they take on their new snake slug-like forms. And then the other power is Serpent Fall. The areas around where fragments of the Rainbow Serpent are found are completely silent. Footfalls, gunfire, magical bursts, all silent. Colors and light are likewise muted, peaceful almost. And like your feelings or emotions are similarly turned down a notch. Everything is become calm, almost lethargic if you're in the area. And then I ran out of time, but I had the idea that maybe if the hunters can harness a fragment of the Rainbow Serpent, they may be able to turn that into some kind of move that they could use and roll for as well.
Yep, cool. That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just analyzing if you met all the rules restrictions at the moment.
I was definitely
so
treating the feeling of the foggy graveyard as like that feeling of serenity more than the aesthetic.
Yep. Makes sense. Cool. Okay, next up is Ambrose. What did you make?
I made the Midnight Motel. Threat type is a bubble. In the basement of the Midnight Motel, a curse lives and slips into the minds of the people that stay there for long term. The motel overlooks a beach along a transient town near the coast. The land used to the land used to belong to the spirits of the deep. They provided emotions of calm and tranquility to those that sought them out, communing with them, pledging to them, and providing offerings to them. When the town began to change and shift, the spirits left, feeling pushed out by the shifting of the land, and the curse was born. Those that slumber, whoa, oh, sorry, like I typo. Those
Yeah,
that
that's
slumber
fine.
dream of fields of dandelions and a haze of saffron mist that smells amazing. They start to see the signs of those dandelions and that saffron mist whenever they are awake, reminding them of those calm emotions of tranquility. They never felt at such peace. They never felt at such peace. They want that again. It calms them, lulling them to start to stay asleep. 8 hours of sleep turns into 12 hours of sleep the next day. Their dreaming starts to take over the majority of their time. As they wake up, they find themselves more and more in a cocoon of skin, sometimes serpentine and slimy. And what was supposed to happen, because ran out of time myself, is that they start slowly taking on the look and feel of what those spirits used to look like, and then they become one of them,
Yep.
essentially. And then they vanish, only to be left behind remnants of snakeskin. So yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Okay, lastly, Natalie, what did you make?
I never named my zone, but I think I'm calling it the Dandy Light. Uh,
The dandy light? I love
uh,
it.
yeah, this phenomena is afflicting a suburban neighborhood in Akron, Ohio. Again, like I say, one of those cookie cutter neighborhoods where every house and every corner is hard to distinguish from another. For the last several days, people have been going missing if they are out too late in the evening. One person, Janice Kipley, a bystander the hunters can meet, managed to avoid being taken but observed their friend taken by the phenomena. At night, the streetlights begin to flicker, slowly at first, but then picking up in frequency and number affected. Before long, the lights are flashing in a nearly symphonic rhythm, dazzling the sidewalks with their strobe light flickering until all of them go out at once, save one single light, which illuminates a very distinct ring of sidewalk with a saffron glow so intensely saturated that everything within it takes on the shade. The bystander, Janice, recalls that when her friend stepped into the light, she seemed frozen in a paralytic state, staring into the light source as though it were staring back. Janice says her friend's entire form suddenly dispersed in a burst of dandelion seeds. The hunters, if they
Cool.
investigate during the daylight, will note that several of the otherwise manicured lawns of this neighborhood sport an unusual crop of dense dandelion flowers, larger and more flourishing than should be possible this late into autumn.
Very nice.
I like that. I like that a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So, Natalie, I'm gonna dock you the point for following the rules because I couldn't identify the two powers
Yeah,
about
I
dreams and
totally got lost in the
emotions.
weeds. Ha.
It was very cool though. Now I'm just going to try and figure out which one I'd most like to play in a game with right now. So they're all pretty good.
What did
And
the
light's so
audience think?
atmospheric.
I think it
What
is the
kind of?
Dandelight actually. That's great. I love
Does
it.
sound great.
Yeah. Okay. Final challenge time.
Final challenge.
Okay. So, we want you to create a mystery using all those elements. Okay, there's a bit more. And I
Yeah.
can't type. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the moment. You'll have to give me a... Okay.
I'm typing.
Okay. We want an atonement mystery. So that's the type of mystery from the Codex of Worlds where there was some wrongdoing that has caused this, and the hunters have to fix or make recompense for that to solve it. Okay. Your villain caused that initial wrongdoing. The wrongdoing involved someone falling out a window and dying on a spiky fence. I would like you to suggest one way to resolve the wrongdoing. and the countdown's final step if the hunters fail. You get bonus points if you fill in more of the countdown. Your phenomenon is the main problem they have to deal with, the hunters have to deal with, and your location is important to the mystery. And it should be appropriate for the team concept you came up with to be the ones who investigate it.
Oh, really locked myself into a corner here, huh?
We did it. We did it to ourselves.
That's the game.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me 1
And
second.
when Sero's ready, you have 15 minutes.
On your marks, get set, type. That's a good one. So a villain would have to somehow have caused someone to fall out a window and die on.
Yep.
Do we need to use the phenomenon we just made, or is it like a different?
Yes.
Like we're making a.
Yes. No. Use the stuff you've made already.
All of it. Okay,
With
cool,
every detail
amazing.
intact?
No, you can adjust it if you need to. That's fine.
Okay. I was gonna say, oh boy.
That's what happens when you make a mystery, though. You start out with some ideas, and then you add in some more and have to go back and change things, right?
That's right.
Yep.
I see. Okay. All right. Cool.
Sometimes you start with nothing and go from there on the day. Yeah, JR says, stitch it all together. Channel your inner Franken keeper. So, tell me more about Atonement mysteries, Mike. Is there anything more
Okay.
than what you just said?
A little. So they were built for the Stone Age setting in Codex of Worlds, where the monster hunters are like defending their community from monsters and spirits, but you don't necessarily want to kill them. You kind of want to fix things. It's kind of an animistic setting with kind of spirits of everything. So in that one, I wanted there to be a way to run mysteries where it's more about fixing problems than just like killing something. So Atonement mysteries were kind of built out of that, and then because they can work in any game, kind of made their own separate thing. So yeah, so the basic idea is you figure out some bad thing happened, and it's now causing whatever the mystery's problems are, and the hunters have to kind of identify what that was and then figure out a way to make it right to solve the problem. Instead of finding a weakness to kill a monster, you've got to fix the problem that was caused.
Have you got a fictional example of this? All I can think of is maybe Captain Planet, where they're trying to fix the environment.
Yeah. Well, actually, why don't I look up one of the example mysteries in the book, because I can't actually remember them off the top of my head, but there are some in there. So slight spoilers if you're going to play in the Bone Spear setting here.
Luke has just chimed in and he says, often a violent solution will make things worse.
Yeah.
So this is probably good for the people who just don't want combat. They want, more of a thinking, investigative type.
Yeah, and also, and one where you're kind of making more constructive fixes to things.
Or not. I mean, you could always fuck it up. And have more consequences for your actions.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So one of the example mysteries I've got in the Bone Spear setting is called the Angry Forest. And that's one where the community's been like over hunting and over foraging in the forest, and it's kind of stressed out and angered the spirits there. So the hunters have to figure out a way to deal with the problems that causes and come up with a new way for the forest and the community to kind of be in sync. So that's a bit more the style of thing you get in that Stone Age setting. But it can also be like kind of classic ghost stories where the ghost's angry and wants revenge, but actually what they need is like to be buried properly, or to have something happen to their descendants, pass on a legacy or something like that. It allows you to do those sorts of
unfinished business
as well.
Gotcha. Because there are, I've seen a lot of ghost ones where you have to find either the bones and bury them properly,
Yeah,
or you
that
have
sort of
to
thing.
find the murder weapon or something, or find
Yeah,
out
yeah,
who they actually were because they don't remember themselves, that kind of thing.
yeah. It's designed to kind of cope with all those sorts of stories, and
Huh.
even like some of the like slasher film ones where like the reason the slasher's going around murdering teenagers is because of some wrong done to them in the past.
Bullying, man.
Although in those cases, I mean, you might not really want to save the slasher. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can rehabilitate him, right? So that he
Maybe,
doesn't
yeah.
have this need to go do things, because they always come back, remember?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you kill them, they'll just come back in a sequel. Yeah, but
The
if you don't
ultimate
convince them
monster
to
of
put the
bullying.
knife down.
Yeah. Keep the knives away from them. Should we go talk to someone, or do you want to be kind to them and
Maybe
not?
let's give them a break for the final one. I mean, we're still
Oh,
talking over them and
yeah.
distracting them. So
JR says the Crit Show did a great demo of the Stone Age setting.
oh, cool.
Um,
I wasn't aware of that. I'm glad to hear
no.
it. Oh,
Luke
actually, I think
says one I did recently was a plant pulled from an alternate dimension and parasitizing and hunting local people and animals, but sending it home is the better solution to killing it and possibly spreading seeds around. Oh, so if you killed
yeah,
it, they like the seeds like exploded out or something, that kind of thing. Gotcha.
yeah, that makes sense.
Ah.
And yes, and Luke also pointed out that the Monster Marches feels like it's one big atonement mystery. That's the Witcher style setting, but it's basically got an industrializing, colonizing kingdom kind of at war with the wilds of the area and also the people who lived there in the first place. So it's kind of just a big mess, that setting. And yeah, maybe the hunters could ultimately fix up everything as a giant atonement mystery. Not easy though. Yeah. Luke points out it's half Mononoke and half Witcher in there.
It could also be an atonement for a hunter, right? It could have been something they had done that
Yeah,
they now
yeah.
have to fix, or
In fact,
compensate for.
that's one of the instructions in Bone Spear is like if the hunters do like kill a monster, that might create a later atonement mystery where they've got to like make up for the fact that they killed the spirit or creature or whatever it was, because even if it was dangerous, killing it's wrong. you know
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't know how you're fucking up your ecosystem, right?
yeah so definitely there's room for that sort of thing.
Or it could be something called a much more smaller thing, kind of, the whole butterfly effect thing.
Yeah.
You've done
Well,
this tiny little thing, and it's caused all sorts of other issues down the
yeah.
way.
Well, that's another thing that came up with the animist style bone spear setting is that like sometimes what people do that angers spirits are really trivial things. Like maybe you broke some rule you didn't even know about where you're allowed to walk or what you're supposed to wear, and it's made a spirit really angry. And that's kind of a thing that can kind of come through in those kind of more animist folklores. So that could be like the wrongdoing is not necessarily serious.
Okay. Well, not serious from what we could
From your
tell.
perspective, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is very serious from whatever creature or spirit took offense.
Someone's offended, so.
Yeah.
Lucas said on the slasher thing, Michael, a hunter concept that I had was a woman honed into a slasher by a murder cult who escaped, read kill the cult, and is trying to live a normal life but keeps getting drawn into situations with evil to be faced. Would play her as a hard case, secret martial art, or monstrous slasher.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that brings up a good thing, the whole monstrous thing, because I got asked, not me specifically, but a conversation came up where someone said, is there a game we can play where everyone's a monster of some type? And even
Oh yeah,
though, and I was like, you still do monsters a week with that, because you could all
yeah.
have a
And in
monster of some
fact,
type. It's still kind of a different playbook. And then they
and
pointed
also,
out the team playbook.
yeah. In fact, there are 3 team playbooks in the new stuff that
Mm,
can do this.
there you
We
go,
have
people.
just a moment. Let me find it. So we've got the Coven, which is like if you're all. Oh yeah, so yeah, Luke adds 4 if you include the Escaped Experiments playbook. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Coven is the first one, so that's like a group of supernatural people who share a common goal and style.
The guy
Um,
Arius.
yeah. So, like, yeah, one of the questions here is what's the nature of your coven? Are you witches, vampires, werewolves, yokai, jinn, or eclectic if you want to be a variety? You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's good monsters where everyone's a monstrous, basically. So the monstrous playbook is out of the game. Everyone picks another playbook and then takes some of the core monstrous stuff of their
Yep.
own. So that's for your like being human, Vampire Diaries, all those sorts of things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what we do in the shadows. You know,
Yeah, totally.
there's mundane monstrosities, which is one of Luke's, which is it's more for the like Wednesday style of thing, where you're all supernatural, but you're all just like trying to live a normal life,
Uh-huh.
and so that's a different thing. And
Monstrous mundane.
yeah, and then Escaped Experiments is you were all being experimented on, or actually you were all part of weird experiments about the supernatural. Some of you might have been the researchers, and some of you will be the subjects. Um,
Yeah.
and that's another whole thing.
Oh,
Oh, yep.
that.
Luke adds for the mundane monstrosity. Also, Adam's Family and Grimm and Monster High are the other inspirations there. So yeah. So we now got a range of options where you can all be supernatural if you want.
Yeah, yeah. Because the other people were like, "Oh, Monster Hearts," but it's kind of like not everyone wants to play a teenager hopped up on hormones
Yeah.
as a monster kind of thing.
Yeah. There's Urban Shadows too, although that's also a quite specific take on it because it's very much like political factions of supernatural creatures maneuvering.
Uh,
Um,
yeah,
Plus, they've
gotcha.
been waiting for the new edition on Kickstarter for years and years and years, and it's still not quite here yet.
Oh dear.
How much time have we got left?
Oh, we're down to almost 2 minutes, Mike.
2 minutes. 2 minutes to go, everyone.
Almost 2 minutes to go.
Almost. Okay.
Sorry,
Less
I
than
should
2
be more
minutes.
clear. Sorry, guys, I give you heart attacks, right? Now it's 2 minutes to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, next time, Sarah, you should just wait for one of them. Just wait till there's 10 seconds left and say 10 seconds to go.
Yeah. But then I'll need a timer to remind me
Oh,
to wait for that.
it's kind of worth it, isn't it?
To give them that little heart attack. I much
Yeah.
more enjoy the looks that come across their faces when you read out all of the rules for each requirement. I mean,
Oh, I actually missed that because I'm busy reading them, of course.
oh no, it's good. Some of them are just so deadpan, and others you can just see the whole emotions of play across their faces.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think
atmosphere
you just need to
style.
think of it as like your play group has got very specific preferences. That's what we're replicating here.
Yep.
I'm making excuses. Really, I'm just trying to think up things that will be funny.
Oh, did you run any games at Big Bad Con, Mike?
Yeah. I ran a game of Monster of the Week in space,
Ooh.
with a kind of slightly Event Horizon-y scenario setup, although not an Event Horizon-y actual mystery. It was a bit less gory than that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So no, that was pretty fun. Yeah, and played a lot of really cool things too. Played Genia's Wonder Tales, which is one that Jason Morningstar's working on for Bully Pulpit, which is like dark Slavic fairy tales. In our game, I got devoured by a monster I thought was my friend, and everyone else
Come up,
was
people.
killed. Time's up. Okay, no more stories.
Oh, okay.
Let's find out what mysteries you've created.
Who is
Rolling the
first?
die. It's David again.
Man, okay. Hold on, David.
Oh, David.
That's all right. That's all right.
This little 6-sided die is really mean to contestants on this show. I'll get a different one next time.
Okay, more time brings me to benefit anyway. Here is what we have. So here's our atonement mystery concept. I don't have a name for this. Maybe I'll name it at the end once I've read through it. But our wrongdoing or sin, Stanley Danderson, notable filmmaker, is responsible for defenestrating the most recent incarnation of the Saffron Shaman onto a spiky fence in an incredibly cinematic shot with a full bullet time camera rig scene. With the chain of seal retainers finally broken, that which has bound the rainbow serpent for 1,000 years is eroding away. The IRS is sent to investigate, as the Saffron Shaman was a prominent diplomat to the state, and their death was believed to be an arcanely motivated crime. Someone has taken the shaman's accumulated magic without making the proper contributions or filing the right forms. The wrongdoing could be resolved by a hunter becoming inducted in the ways of the Saffron Shamans and losing their sense of self by taking on the inherited consciousness, or other means. Just one pitch.
Cool.
The location, so we have the first lighthouse of the Tasman Bay. The core fragment of the rainbow serpent was interred there. The seal which bound it before can be studied there, and the source and nature of the mutagen further investigated. This location could also be used as the ceremony to reseal the mutagen should that path be taken. I did a full countdown. So we've got tourists visiting the lighthouse start to exhibit dryness and skin flaking. This is sort of maybe talked around as you investigate the death of the Saffron Shaman. Then the condition of those tourists worsens and other infections start popping up. The island is shut down completely. The IRS is cut off from all external resources. Stanley brings a fragment into the local town to film the swelling panic and transformations. Public services and support systems all shut down completely as most of the population has become infected. And then finally, in our midnight, all plant and animal life on Tasmania has become serpentine and slovenly. And perhaps this mutagen will continue to spread across the planet.
Cool. Oh, I think you've hit all the rules there. Very nice. And I've got your bonus point for a full countdown. Very cool. Okay. Who's next? It is Natalie. What mystery have you come up with?
There is unrest at Camp What's That in the Woods. Our hunters, the camp counselors, are faced with the grim reality that the camp, while normally a safe haven for supernatural youngsters, is overtly haunted this summer. Since the arrival of the campers, several have gone missing, and according to the frightened accounts of several upset campers, their fellow What's That in the Woods troopers are vanishing when they are caught in the lights that illuminate important locations around camp, such as the cabins. The missing campers are victims of the dandelight, a phenomena that claims its victims, leaving nothing behind but seeds of dandelions, which quickly blossom in macabre murder outline-like patterns. Edgar Dench, the sanitation worker who services the camp's dumpsters and dislikes the camp for what he sees as a wasteful extravagance given to
Those little monsters.
the supernatural campers. Edgar is unknowingly responsible for a camper who got thrown into the dumpster by rival campers from Camp Nothing Special being thrown into the Hellfire Rift that he uses to dispose of all the trash from the camp. He believes the trash is magically contaminated and needs to be dealt with by such extreme measures because of this prejudice. The Dandelight is the work of a nightmare demon who has been empowered to capture individuals beyond their realm after an unwitting but completely legitimate sacrifice was given to them via their rift in the dump. And then I have in parentheses, depending on your group's safety lines and veils, the missing campers can simply be held captive rather than killed when they are taken by the Dandelight's effect. The Haunters could seek the wisdom found in the survival shed of camp founder Brian Allister. Located at the far edge of the camp, this well-kept secret resource contains several enchanted tools that could prove useful to the Hunters and their investigation, as well as Brian's journal, where he describes, and I kind of ran out of time, but my countdown last step is that Edgar captures the other campers to throw into the rift, emboldened by seeming to get away with it the first time.
Awesome.
Very nice.
I
And
love that. I just love this fucking camp. I think it's amazing.
I love that
And-
one of the people looking at the Google Doc at the moment is an anonymous Python.
That's amazing. All right, my
Cool.
turn.
Yep.
All right.
What you got?
So, the wrongdoing. Marina Van Dorn has been working on a client that was able to wake up before their transformation was complete and ran out the window, falling to their death from the top floor of the Midnight Motel. Someplace Marina would not have approved of, but was sloppy, new to trying these new beauty methods. Marina left the scene before anyone could find her guilty, though. Amory, the victim of Marina now, a victim of an accident, died, and the murder was never solved in this midnight town. But the blood that seeped into the earth of the motel tainted the land, stirring a curse. Blood means bloodshed, trouble, pain, and the spirits of this land only want tranquility and calm. It starts with the Midnight Motel, causing those that stay to rest deeply, and then they sleep forever, fading into nothing and becoming a spirit of the tranquil deep that takes on the look of wispy, ghostly, serpentine creatures. Solving the wrongdoing, send Amory off and clean the earth where she died and apologize to the spirits, letting them know that the death was an unfortunate accident. Or find out who killed Marina and seek justice for her by naming her killer at the spot. The phenomenon takes place at the Midnight Motel, which is the threat bubble, the beachside town down nearby Russellport. Essentially, it's a town right next to Russellport. If the location is there, the same thing happened there years ago, and no one ever found out what exactly happened to everyone that was resting there. They lost contact. Similar powers symptoms can be found, such as dandelions and saffron mists, when you walk through the port for clues. One of the clues being the journal that is a saffron cover, detailing what might have happened. Change the Port Russell type to the wilds instead of a den. That's the only change for this one specifically. And the countdown midnight. The curse spreads from out of the Midnight Motel, slowly taking over the whole town, causing everyone to slumber and fade away, becoming spirits of the deep themselves.
Yeah, cool.
Love that.
I think you also hit all the rules, so now I've just got the hard decision of which one I feel would be the coolest to play right now. Oh man, it is a tough one.
I think that Ambrose's was the most horrific.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. and horrific in like quite a creepy and low key way. Yeah. Although I guess anything with Marina in it is also going to be creepy in a like really
truly,
overtly
honestly.
horrible way. I think it's the mystery in Camp What's in the Woods. That I just love that.
I just
everything
love that.
about
I
that
just
mystery
love it.
fits. I mean, and
Now,
David Ambrose, I also love yours. they're all cool, but
now to be fair, as is my track record on this show, I'm winning on vibes, but not rules. I don't have anyone dying by being thrown out a window. I definitely didn't suggest a solution at all. This self-imposed call-out is entirely voluntary. But yeah, no, not here for the rules, just the vibes.
Yep. No, good
just
point.
docked yourself points.
I did, yeah, that you did lose point there, which which means the champion this time around is a tie between David and Ambrose. And there's only 1 point in it, naturally. So
wow. So we
I was
have a
gonna say,
tie?
Do we
That's
tie?
What's that?
I was gonna say that
We
was
have a
shocking
tie?
because I'm like, what? Wow, Natalie did so well, but Natalie never followed the rules.
I never followed the
Yeah,
rules. Not fucking
Yeah.
once.
It was like, oh, but the vibes. It was just winning on the vibes.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to play this right now.
The real
Zero.
villain who doesn't follow the rules is Natalie.
Zero, do you have a dice roller in your chat?
No.
Oh, damn it. That could have been the tiebreaker.
I don't think I do.
I'll just call it a draw then. It's good enough for me. I hope all three of you had fun with those crazy challenges.
Absolutely.
I certainly enjoyed hearing what you came up with.
Definitely flex the improv muscles.
JR, we can't trust the drunk to roll.
Yeah. We can have a draw. Okay,
Yeah, we can
here's the
have a draw.
handshake. Great stuff, everyone. Those were like gloriously like disturbing and weird mysteries that you came up with. I love them.
Yeah, they were great. This is
Yeah.
this has been an excellent Great Monster Make-Off. I mean, I think we finished early.
And they were
Yeah.
challenging. Like that
Yeah.
They
was
were
Yeah.
very challenging.
Yeah.
The final round, when I was like, wait, what? All of the things we just
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
you'll
was
be
like
ready
glad
next
that a
time.
lot of them had to do with the sea. So I was like, I can tie them together by the sea. That's great. But
Yeah.
also, what?
Yeah. I also think, I mean, I do feel like I'm getting better at making the challenges. Like the first one, some of them were like absurdly hard and some of them were like just a little bit easy. So there's a bit of learning of that, of seeing what happened in the previous ones coming in. And also giving you enough time. Which I feel like those time limits, did they all feel like challenging but not like panic inducing?
Yeah, I think they're
That's what I'm aiming for.
pretty good. Like, I was
What I
like,
would kill for is just a template for each of the things that we're trying to fill out.
Oh, that's an extra level of organization. I don't know if that's possible.
Get Mike or Sarah an assistant. We'll make it happen.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taking applications for Great Monster Make-Off Assistant. Yep.
Intern.
Let us know. You'll get all the fun of like organizing all of this for no reward at all.
the reward is the monsters we make along the way.
There it is.
Yep.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I guess that just leaves me to thank everyone here. So, thank you very much to Mike for being back
you're welcome.
as our benevolent judge once more.
Yep. No, it's each one has been fun. I look forward to more in the future, I'm sure. Including the Tournament of Champions at some point. We do have to do that, don't we?
Oh, there you go, Jackson. Also, a big thanks to Natalie from the Storyteller Squad. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
And also to our co-winner, Ambrose. Thank you for joining us for your first time.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you.
And also to the other co-winner, David. Thank you so much, David.
I'm shook.
Awesome. I can't think of anything else. I'm too sick. I'm sorry, guys. But thank you, everyone. Thank you to the audience for your input. Thank you for making us hydrate. Thank you for making some people talk and different voices and accents. And thank you for coming out today. We hope to see you back again. Thank you very much, guys. We just have to wave awkwardly now. While I find the bye-bye button. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
You're great.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, David.